Now let us discuss about ecosystem. In this ecosystem, today we discuss about pond ecosystem. So what is ecosystem? The word ecosystem is short for ecological system. An ecosystem includes all of the living organisms in a specific location in which biotic and non-biotic organisms present in this. The plants and animals that are found in a particular location are referred to as a community. These plants and animals depend on each other and non-living things like weather, solid, sun, atmosphere to survive. Now, types of ecosystem. In this, all ecosystems can be divided into two parts: aquatic ecosystem and terrestrial ecosystem. Aquatic ecosystem means ecosystem refers to ecosystem which exists in water body like in ocean and fresh water. Aquatic ecosystem is of two types. They are freshwater ecosystem and marine ecosystem. Freshwater ecosystem includes pond ecosystem, lake ecosystem, stream ecosystem, etc. Now, another type of ecosystem that is called terrestrial. These are found anywhere away from water bodies. Now, let us discuss about in detail pond ecosystem. A pond is a small water reservoir and serves as a good example of freshwater ecosystem. It exhibits a self-sufficient and self-regulating system. In this pond ecosystem, abiotic and biotic component. Now, abiotic components. The chief abiotic components of pond ecosystems are heat, light, pH value of water, and the basic inorganic and organic compounds such as water, carbon dioxide, oxygen, calcium, nitrogen, phosphorus, amino acids, humic acids, etc. So now, biotic components. Biotic components of pond ecosystem consists of 5 types of organisms. They are producers, primary consumers, secondary consumers, and tertiary consumers, decomposers. Now, we discuss about producers. Producers are autotrophic, photosynthetic bacteria and green plants. These producers trap the radiant energy and synthesize complex organic substances such as carbohydrates from water and dissolved in carbon dioxide. A pond ecosystem shows a diversity of producers ranging from phytoplanktons to macrophytes. So now discuss about phytoplankton. Phytoplanktons are minute, suspended or free-floating plants belonging to Chlorophyceae, Mixophyceae and Basidiophyceae. Example: filamentous algae such as Gygnema, Ulothrix, Cladophora, Spirogyra, Podogonium, members of Mixophyceae. Members of Mixophyceae such as Gliotrachea, Oscillatoria, etc. The intensive growth of phytoplanktons cause coloration of pond water. They show seasonal variations. Winter season is most favorable for their growth. Now, macrophytes. What is meant by macrophytes? These are large submerged or free floating plants. They could be grouped into three forms. What are they? They are submerged, floating and marginal forms. The submerged forms include Hydrilla, Vallisneria, Utricularia, Potamogeton, etc. The floating forms include Pistia, Ecornia, Azolla, Lemna, Nymphia, etc. The marginal forms include Iliocaris, Typha, Sagittaria, Marsilia, etc. Macrophytes may be sampled by quadrant method in a unit volume of water. Biomass is estimated as weight of producers per unit area. Generally, biomass of marginal forms is more than the biomass of phytoplanktons. Energy content of macrophytes may be estimated by igniting the samples in an oxygen-bound calorimeter. Generally, the energy content of marginal forms is more than the energy content of phytoplanktons. Now, we discuss about another type, that is to be primary consumers. The primary consumers are the herbivores feeding directly on producers or remnants of producers. These are classified into 5 types. What are they? Zooplankton, benthos, periphyton, nekton and neuston. Now let us look at this zooplankton. Zooplankton includes the minute free-floating organisms which can move with the water current. They feed on phytoplanktons. Phytoplankton examples are amoeba, paramecium, cyclops, euglena, etc. Now, benthos. Benthos includes the organisms which are attached to the bottom of the pond or living in the bottom sediments. Benthic organisms are also called as detrivores. Examples: beetles, insect larvae. etc. Now, periphyton. Periphyton includes the organisms which are attached to the stems and leaves of rooted plants or any other surface projecting above the bottom. Example: leech, dragonfly, water mites, etc. Now, nekton. Nekton includes the organisms which can move against water current. Example: fishes. Now, another type, that is to be newston. Newston includes the organisms which are resting or swimming on the surface of water. Example: mosquito larva, tadpole larva, etc. Now, secondary consumers. Secondary consumers are the carnivores which feed on primary consumers, means herbivores. Example: insects, fishes and frogs, which are examples of secondary consumers. Now, tertiary consumers. Tertiary consumers are the top carnivores which feed on secondary consumers. Secondary consumers means carnivores. Example: large fish, birds like storks. These are tertiary consumers. Now the last, decomposers. Decomposers are the organisms which decompose the dead and decaying complex organic matter into simpler substances by secreting digestive enzymes. Both producers and consumers are degraded by decomposers. In the process, a number of minerals are released into the pond. They live on the bottom of the pond. They include saprophytic bacteria, fungi, actinomycetes. Among fungi, Aspergillus, Penicillium, Rhizopus, Fusarium are common decomposers of pond.